Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, big news from the Husker football team concerning the status of starting quarterback Adrian Martinez.
Plus, the latest on the tragedy at a parade in Wisconsin after a driver plows through the crowds
But
of people.
first,
I was misled by Ronnie Green. I have lost all faith in Ronnie Green. I don't believe anything he says anymore.
good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. A lot of controversy today surrounding the University of Nebraska and its initiative to fight racism.
Governor Ricketts taking aim at the plan and specifically calling out Chancellor Ronnie Green for a number of issues, including misleading him. Channel 8's Macy Meyer has our top story tonight. Macy?
Yeah, guys, some heated discussion going on in the state over this. Governor Ricketts even going as far as saying Chancellor Ronnie Green is violating the Constitution.
Now, our Constitution specifically says in Article 1, Section 30, that it prohibits racial discrimination based on skin color and racial preferences. Our Constitution specifically says that, and yet the Chancellor of the university is promoting a program that would do that. He's violating the Constitution.
The debate surrounding an initiative to end racism at the University of Nebraska continues just days after it was released. The plan includes regular anti-racist teaching seminars, reviewing UNL's hiring process in the context of race, and working with police to prevent unfair treatment of minority members. Initially, there was pushback from many officials, including Governor Ricketts, who said it would inject critical race theory into the university system. On Monday, University President Ted Carter released a statement on the initiative supporting it, but acknowledging the controversy surrounding it. Carter said, quote, "I do believe most Nebraskans agree we can do more to make our state, our university, a more welcoming and accessible place for all. As we see in the headlines daily, our workforce challenges are urgent, and we do not retain enough of our young people. Too many students from disadvantaged backgrounds do not enroll in college and graduate, and those who do don't see enough people like them in our faculty and administrative ranks," end quote. Still, Governor Ricketts with harsh words for Chancellor Green and the initiative.
And I saw President Carter's letter today, and while I appreciate the fact that President Carter is going to step in and take steps on this, I don't see a reason to applaud Ronnie Green as he did in the letter. Ronnie Green made many, many mistakes when he's doing this, including misleading me. So I do not see that as anything to applaud.
President Carter standing by Green in his open letter and addressing some of the concerns surrounding critical race theory by saying, quote, "I applaud Chancellor Ronnie Green for bravely beginning the dialogue. Here's what we will not do. We will not impose critical race theory nor any theory upon students. We will not hire candidates based on their skin color. We will not close our doors to any qualified student. We will not limit the free, robust exchange of ideas on campus, one of the most cherished ideals in higher learning." We haven't heard from Chancellor Green since the governor's press conference this morning, but Governor Ricketts made it very clear he has lost faith in Ronnie Green and is unhappy with the initiative.
Macy Meyer with our top story tonight. Thank you very much, Macy. Now to sports, some breaking news from the Nebraska football team this morning.
That's right. Head coach Scott Frost saying Adrian Martinez will not play in Friday's game against Iowa after suffering a shoulder injury in the Wisconsin game this past weekend.
We have one game left. Adrian won't be available. He has a shoulder injury that he's going to have to get addressed after the season. Happened in the first half Saturday. He's such a tough kid. I didn't expect him to play in the second half, and he came up to me right before the second half kickoff and said he wanted to go. Played well, played tough. Feel terrible for him, but appreciate him. We're going to have to be without him Friday.
And Frost says Logan Smothers will get the start at quarterback on Friday. The game is at 12:30 on the Big Ten Network.
From college to high school football now, the state championships kicked off today at Memorial Stadium. In D1, it was Cross County and Howells Dodge. In Class B, Aurora will play Bennington at 7:15 tonight. Our sports teams will have scores and highlights at 6 and 10 o'clock tonight. A group of UNL students are continuing a tradition of helping cancer patients.
Today, they gave a woman who has been battling cancer $400. It's a grant that is given by the group called STACK, that stands for Students Together Against Cancer. We talked to one of the organizers whose brother started this program 9 years ago.
He beat cancer, and then years later he decided he wanted to help people that were less fortunate and didn't have all the resources to pay for food and utilities and things of that nature. And he just wanted people to be able to focus on fighting the disease and not have to worry about where their next meal is coming from.
What a nice gesture on their part. Money for the grants comes mostly from fundraisers put on by UNL STAC or the Lincoln Southwest High School STAC program. And over the years, the group has given out $40,000. Alcohol sales spike around 250% nationally near major holidays, and that's according to UNMC.
But local liquor stores tell us the impact isn't quite as big here in Lincoln. They're still working to get back up to pre-pandemic numbers. Dr. Ken Zucha says when used in moderation, alcohol can ease tension and even help people feel more relaxed around the holidays. He says people should drink wisely, meaning understanding how much alcohol is in their drink. Limit yourself to 1 drink an hour and choose a designated driver, not the person who drinks the least, a person who isn't drinking at all.
Reaction time and judgment and impulsivity and spatial awareness all start becoming affected before we start feeling the effects of alcohol. So even though you might not be feeling it, your ability to drive can still be impaired as a result of that.
Another myth, alcohol causes you to be warm, so you don't need a coat. Well, actually, it causes your body temperature to go down and affects the temperature regulator in your brain.
Well, speaking of how it feels, let's check in with John Dishauer with your first forecast, kicking off the work week with some sunshine.
That's right. Temperatures not going down around here. Now, of course, we'll get colder at nighttime, but we've got some mild temperatures coming our way through at least the first couple of days of the week. It started this afternoon with temperatures climbing back up into the 50s. We made it to 51 degrees this afternoon. You can see temperatures compared to 24 hours ago running 3 to nearly 20 degrees warmer, especially out to the west where right now it's 58 degrees in Kearney, 48 degrees in New York. And notice the drop off in temperatures as you go further to the east. That is because we've got a warm front running right through the middle of the viewing area. West of there, we've got some much warmer temperatures. In fact, look back into the western part of the state. Scotts Bluff right now at 63 degrees. It's 60 in Ogallala and 60 degrees right now in McCook. And it's that air out to the west, we start moving further to the east as that warm front moves overhead and keeps moving off to the east. Now, for the rest of this evening, we'll see mostly clear skies later on tonight, eventually clearing out through the overnight hours. 43 degrees at 6, 37 degrees by 8. We'll drop down into the mid-30s by 10 o'clock. But boy, let me tell you, tomorrow we've got a warm day. It's going to feel more like mid-October than late November. Just how warm that means. Plus, we've got a lot of wind to deal with tomorrow as well, and what you can expect for the holiday travel days. We'll take a closer look at all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Very important to a lot of people. Thank you so much, John. We have the latest now on that tragic scene over the weekend on a holiday parade route near Milwaukee.
5 people were killed when a driver who was thought to be fleeing another crime drove a vehicle through the crowds. Among the dozens injured are 6 children who are in critical condition. John Garcia has the story.
Investigators have the driver of the red SUV in custody.
No pursuit that led up to this incident. This is not a terrorist event.
At least 5 people died and more than 40 others injured when 39-year-old Darrell Brooks allegedly plowed his car into the parade and its onlookers. Matthew Rood was watching the annual event with his family. They were not injured.
And I didn't know what was happening. I just didn't take my eyes off of the SUV, but at the same time I was grabbing my children, and the next thing I knew, my back was against the wall.
Part of the mayhem was captured on the city's live stream of the parade and various cell phone cameras. One video shows a child dancing in the street as the SUV speeds by just a few feet behind her. Other videos show the frantic efforts to get help for those struck by the vehicle.
We came across the little boy that was in the road, turning purple.
The Milwaukee Dancing Grannies posted on his Facebook page that 2 of its members were among the dead, calling those lost extremely passionate grannies.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Schools in the city closed today and now through the rest of the holiday weekend. John Garcia, ABC News, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Still to come on the news tonight, we take a look at projected holiday travel numbers here locally
and nationally as well. That and your full forecast after the break.
Salvage Warehouse has the
Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and a lot of people are getting ready to travel for the holiday.
After a record low number of passengers last year on airlines, how is this year looking?
As far as like pre-pandemic numbers, we are seeing some really good indications that we are getting closer to a recovery. And so, the airlines are planning for that, whether it's adding in additional staff, they're looking at adding flights in and out of here. We're back to 9-10 flights a day, which is actually where we were at pre-pandemic.
One thing Rachel noticed, people are waiting longer to buy flights instead of booking them months in advance. If you're booking closer to the day you are flying, she says the cost is going to be higher. But what about numbers this week? What are the airlines here in Lincoln seeing?
There was heavy passenger loads Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Thursday, it drops off dramatically, obviously just because it's Thanksgiving. Same with Friday. And then those numbers start peaking back up Saturday and Sunday. Those flights, you're going to see a big number of people flying back in and out.
It's important for us to remind you masks are required inside the airport, not just on the planes themselves. Rachel also reminds travelers some destinations require proof of vaccination or a negative test. Now a look at the amount of people traveling nationwide for the holiday.
And with the added concern of COVID-19 with cases on the rise, ABC's Dan Lieberman has the latest.
The Sunday after Thanksgiving is expected to be the single busiest travel day of the year, with an estimated 2.4 million passengers. The TSA already reporting a record number of travelers on Friday, more than 2.2 million people, with about 70% of Americans planning to spend the holidays with family and friends from outside their own home. Dr. Anthony Fauci giving his okay, with some preconditions.
If you're vaccinated, and hopefully you'll be boosted too, and your family is, you can enjoy a typical Thanksgiving meal. People who are not vaccinated, they're the major source of the infection in the community.
This as Biden administration officials confirm ahead of today's vaccine mandate deadline that more than 90% of federal workers have had at least one shot, with 93% of TSA workers now in compliance. Despite fears that the mandate will lead to staff shortages, disrupting holiday travel, U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on NBC's Meet the Press telling people not to worry.
People aren't getting immediately pulled off of their posts. It's part of a process to make sure that everyone in the federal workforce is safe.
And the CDC making its recommendation last week that all adults 18 and older get a booster shot at least 6 months after their second dose of Pfizer or Moderna vaccines, or 2 months after the single dose of the J&J vaccine. With state governors in New Mexico and Connecticut saying they now consider fully vaccinated to include a booster shot. But Dr. Fauci and the White House saying fully vaccinated still means 2 doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine or 1 dose of the J&J vaccine.
We'll continue to follow the data because right now, when we're boosting people, what we're doing, following them, we're going to see what the durability of that protection is.
Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
Not too bad today. We've had some mid to high level clouds passing overhead as a warm front has been slowly moving east across the eastern third of the state. That's why we've got a wide range in temperatures, which I'll show you in just a moment. So we take a live look right now from Shones Roofing in Beatrice, looking off to the south and west. You can see some of those clouds. By the way, sun setting this evening at 5:04 p.m. So about 11 minutes ago. Keeps getting earlier and earlier. Tomorrow it sets at 5:03. Beautiful look right now from Honda of Lincoln on the southwest side of Lincoln, looking off to the southwest. You can see our nice sunset going on right now. Just a little while ago, it was even brighter oranges out there. Temperature-wise, we made it to 51 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln. That is about 2-3 degrees above our normal high temperature. Now, we have dropped back off to 45 degrees at the airport, but notice around town, we're still sitting right around 50 degrees. Further to the south, upper 40s in Beatrice, but notice as you go further west, it turns much warmer. You can almost pick out where the warm front is at by looking at this map. It sits right about here, over the top of Friend in York and just to the west of Columbus. This front will keep moving off to the east for tomorrow, and that's going to set us up for a very warm day. Now temperatures right now running about 3 to as much as 20 degrees warmer than what it was yesterday at this time. You can see on the satellite imagery some of these clouds that are passing in overhead. This is right along that warm front. To the west, we've seen lots of sunshine throughout the day in the state of Nebraska. For the rest of this evening, we will see partly cloudy skies initially before clearing out as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures will be dropping down into the upper 20s to low 30s. I think airport probably dropping a little cooler than what the city will drop tomorrow in Lincoln. In town, probably right around 32 to 33 degrees. Down to 30 in Beatrice and 32 in Seward as well as in York. For the day tomorrow, expect to see lots of sunshine. If you are getting out on the roads maybe a couple days before Thanksgiving, it shouldn't be too bad tomorrow with one exception, a lot of wind outside. So I'll talk about that in just a moment. But notice temperature-wise, by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to be pretty nice. It's going to feel more like a mid-October day than a late November day. High temperature forecast to be 67 degrees in Lincoln. Same story in Beatrice. We could approach 70 degrees tomorrow in Hebron. Same story out towards Kearney, and 68s in Hastings as well as Grand Island. You will want to notice the winds, especially if you're traveling along I-80 tomorrow or any east to west facing road. The winds are going to be strong. We could have gusts at times to 30, maybe even 40 miles per hour. Pick a location where you will be tomorrow and you can get an idea for wind gusts. By noon, we're talking 25, 30 mile per hour gusts. And I think it's late afternoon into the early evening we'll see our strongest gusts in the southeast Nebraska. I think Stormcast is probably underdoing the winds just a little bit, but it's still, we're talking 30 to 35 mile per hour, maybe 40 mile per hour gusts, even into Tuesday night. Now for Wednesday, when most people will be traveling, we are going to see a lot of clouds around here. It will be a little cooler, still above normal, highs getting up into the low 50s. But watch out for some stronger winds out of the northwest. It could be breezy at times Wednesday afternoon into early Wednesday evening. And you'll notice as I show you a regional view for the winds on Wednesday, how the winds will be gusting out of the northwest instead of the south. So you'll be kind of pointing your car, or at least the steering wheel, in a different direction if you're traveling right along I-80 on Wednesday as compared to Tuesday for sure. The winds will begin to back off for Thursday. If you are traveling, we're talking rain along this area in yellow. I've got highlighted portions of Nebraska and Kansas for some stronger winds, but I think for the most part there won't be too many travel problems. 7-day forecast shows breezy Wednesday, high of 52, turning cooler for Thanksgiving. A high temperature of only 40 degrees. Thursday afternoon. Right now for Friday, the football game, not looking too bad. We'll call it partly sunny, a high temperature of 54 degrees, 52 degrees on Saturday, 54 Sunday. And next week, it looks like we're going to end November on a warm note. Temperatures in middle to upper 50s, even near 60 degrees in some spots.
Wow. Beautiful.
2 wows from Ron and Megan. You don't get that very often.
You know, a lot of folks like to do some outdoor activities on Thanksgiving, you know, burn off some of that turkey. And so it looks like it's going to be a great day for that.
Well, again, Thursday will probably be a little chilly, right around upper 30s, right around 40. Right now, Black Friday, though, looks fantastic, with highs in the 50s, and a good day to go sit outside and watch a football game.
You can still play some football in the backyard like we used to when I was a kid.
Chilly, but definitely not cold. Yeah. All right. Thank you, John. A split day on Wall Street today. The Dow only gaining 17 points, while the NASDAQ fell about 203. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, tracking a new storm system with millions heading out for the start of the Thanksgiving travel week and millions of adults
A Colorado man with a very green thumb just broke a world record by growing a famous predatory plant.
Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
You'll find the world's largest Venus flytrap inside this Colorado greenhouse, but it's not so much a little shop of horrors. Get out my face! It's more of a bastion of broken and or beaten botanical world records. Jeremiah Harris's headline-grabbing Venus flytrap is only 6.1 centimeters in size. That may not seem like much, but it was big enough to land him and his potted pruned predator in the 2022 Guinness Book of World Records. It's familiar territory for Harris. In 2019, he sold the world's most expensive carnivorous plant for $4,500. Harris isn't slowing down. He says he hopes to break his own record by growing a 10-centimeter trap. A pair of international students hoping to get the full American Thanksgiving experience are going to get their holiday wish. Susana Orrego Villegas and her husband recently moved from Columbia to Massachusetts to study at Harvard. Curious about the American Thanksgiving tradition, the couple posted on social media asking if anyone would host them for the holiday. Dozens of people responded, but nurse practitioner Carol Lesser's family was chosen. Lesser says she herself has benefited from the kindness of strangers and said anyone who enjoys Thanksgiving at her house is always welcome back. Speaking of the season of giving, 400 pairs of new shoes were gifted to students at an Arizona school, and the whole thing was orchestrated by 17-year-old Sam Bregman. Under his leadership, more than $14,000 in donations was collected, and working with a nonprofit called Shoes That Fit, the new shoes were gifted to the students, a significant amount of which come from low-income households. Bregman says he hopes to organize an annual 5K to fuel the annual giveaway. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Very nice. All right, let's get a final check of your weather. It's a busy week for a lot of people, John.
Yeah, and this evening won't be any problems if you're out doing any traveling this evening, or maybe just go out doing some shopping. Temperature-wise, we're on the cool side right now around Lancaster County, where it's currently in the 40s. It's in the middle 50s as you head further west out towards the Tri-Cities and specifically out towards Kearney. Now, as we go through the rest of the evening hours, we will see our temperatures slowly falling off. Skies will start to clear as we go through the overnight hours, and temperatures will then start to drop a little more. We'll see low temperatures into the upper 20s to low 30s around here. But by 6 o'clock, 43 degrees, 37 by 8, 36 degrees by 10 o'clock. Nothing terribly unusual. In fact, overnight lows will be a few degrees above normal. And wait for tomorrow. We're going to see temperatures upwards of 15 to 20 degrees above normal, with highs in the 60s to near 70 degrees.
Looking forward to it. All right. Thank you, John. And thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Stop by Comfort Made Mattress Factory today and save up to $500 with our bigger bed, smaller price sales event. Locally owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory, 27th and Superior.
Closed caption.